What's going on, guys? Gonna be playing some Pokemon Showdown today in the ZeroUsed tier, and using this team I made around Choice Specs Lapras. Of course, Lapras has the water absorbability, which is really strong right now versus Pokemon like Floatzel. It can also block flip turns. Floatzel is one of the scariest Pokemon in the ZeroUsed here, so it's pretty nice to have. And Lapras has decent special attack, pretty decent bulk, and access to freeze dry. So you can throw off really strong Hydro Pumps if your opponent doesn't have a Hydro Pump switch in, but if they do, you can probably go for freeze dries because most commonly a water type or maybe a grass type would switch into a Hydro Pump, but both of those Pokemon would be weak to freeze dry. So it sounded fun to try out Lapras. I'd also seen somebody mention it in the forums as a possibly being pretty decent right now, so it sounded fun to try it out. And I haven't used a special Lapras at all. I've actually mostly seen Dragon Dance ones so far, but this seems it actually seems pretty scary. I think the biggest thing is obviously it's got only 85 special attack, which isn't great, but I think its coverage and like bulk and utility kind of makes up for that. So let's go over the rest of the team real quick, then we'll get into the games. So we've got Lapras and 5 Pokemon that can help out with the things that Lapras struggles into and also kind of support Lapras. I think they'll kind of synergize well together. I haven't tested it, but we'll see how it goes together. But we've got fighting resist, grass resist, electric immunity, and those are all things that Lapras could struggle into. And we've got spikes, hazard control, as well as stealth rocks, which can help things get in range of our Lapras's attacks, since again our damage might not be the most impressive, again especially against like especially defensive Pokemon. We got some pivots with Sprites and Zebstrika to help rack up hazards, reposition, get our Lapras in maybe. Also nice to have some speed with Zebstrika since Lapras isn't the fastest Pokemon. Then we've got a Combusken who can be like a physical wall breaker or sweeper and matches up well again against the grass types, steel types as well that maybe Lapras could struggle into. And then the last guy we've got a Spiritomb. Again, it's a fighting immunity, but it also can spin block without terastallizing, unlike our Sandslash and Spidops, and it can kind of be an offensive answer to Pokemon that are faster than Lapras or other things that are pretty scary for our team. We just got Trick Room, Nasty Plot 2 attacks. But looking a little more closely at the sets, we have Terra Fairy on Lapras. It seemed kind of nice, then we resist Fairy, and then we get Stab on Alluring Voice. This guy also gets some other interesting and decent special attacks. It could go with like Psychic Noise, Psychic Thunderbolts. I think it gets Scald. I could be wrong on that, but I thought it did get Scald. No, it doesn't learn Scald. I'm a liar. But Alluring Voice seemed nice with Terra Fairy, because with Terra Fairy we could immune or resist fighting and then just stay in and keep clicking attacks. We do have Ice Beam for a little bit more power. I don't know if like it'll actually come up at all if we want to click Ice Beam over Freeze Dry ever, but I think it's nice just in case. It is 20 base power stronger. Hydro Pump can miss. It is what it is. And I'm going with a Modest Nature instead of a Timid one because we're weak. And I think the things that will outspeed with a plus speed nature are basically opposing base 60s. There might be some other things off the top of my head, but I think we'll just have to deal with that. We have things faster than opposing base 60s. Spidops is really cool to me. With heavy duty boots, you know, it loses its stealth rock's weakness, but then instead of running it with sticky web, I know Lapras isn't the fastest, but I thought spikes would be pretty cool because Lapras kind of wants to be pivoted into, and if we're able to get up spikes and we're pivoting around, you know, opposing guys are just getting weakened from the hazards. And also not just because of the spikes and the pivoting, it has first impression and stakeout. So stakeout says this Pokemon's offensive stat is doubled against a target that switched this turn. So I don't know if Spidops is going to be forcing the most switches, but for example, say against an Electros, this is a pretty specific example, but we are with a minus speed nature, we're slower than Electros. So if they go for the pivot on us, we can go for the slower pivot on them and we get stakeout boosted. Besides for like that though, there's like Basimian who we resist and we can maybe get up spikes versus Mesprit who we can hit super effectively. We can also hit pretty hard with the first impression even if we're not getting the stakeout boost, like into something like a Jolteon who's really fast but first impressions +2 priority. Brute Bonnet is something that could be kind of scary too. We're hitting that 4 times super effectively with the bug move. It's kind of reminded me of low kicks, but it's like a negative speed nature or slow low kicks with spikes. So I don't know. I think it can support the team decently. Maybe Terra Dark could be cool to get stab on the knockoff, but I think Terra Ghost is probably more practical. I don't know if we'd want to Terra this thing anyways, but knockoff's nice to remove items. You get it ghost types to resist our bug move, but I thought just removing items would be nice. But basically we're just gonna maybe lead this sometimes, click spikes, and then first impression if it's a good matchup, or we'll just pivot. But being able to revenge kill with this, or just finish things off, or put things in range of other things seemed cool. It seemed like a decent support guy, and maybe going with bulk could be better than attack, but I thought because we only have 79 attack, going into attack would make it so we can actually like do some more damage with this thing. And then similarly with Sand Slash, well, kind of similarly, instead of going with like leftovers or heavy duty boots, we're going with helmet just so we can kind of weaken things. Similarly with going with the attack investment on Sprites is what I was thinking. So, but it is a Fizz Def Sand Slash, so we hopefully can actually rapid spin with this thing, since that'd be kind of important for Lapras to not take the damage. And then we have Terra Ghost, and it's pretty much standard Sand Slash with the HP and physical defense. Then we got Zebstrika. I wanted another pivot, and I wanted something to like maybe switch into a Jolteon or a Magneton, and I wanted like a more offensive one. I used Electros pretty recently, so I was like, something besides Electros seemed fun. So going with Zebstrika because it has the motor drive ability, which gives an electric immunity and gives it +1 speed if it's hit by an electric move. So if we switch into a Jolteon's electric move, we'll get +1 speed and then be able to outspeed it and one shot it with a expert belt boosted high horsepower. The expert belt I think makes it so it's like an always Oko's Jolteon and Magneton, which could be nice to switch into as well. If it is like a choice specs Jolteon, they go for Alluring Voice, that's not going to be good. But Spidops could hit that thing and weaken it. We do have Sand Slash. We have, I think, some options. Something else that I thought could be fun, but I'm not going with, is Eject Pack Overheat, and then having Terra Blast instead of Volt Switch. Then you'd have another coverage move. You'd still have a way to pivot, but I don't know. I don't like having to plan to like Terrastallize in order to use a move, and I kind of thought Terra Fairy would be cool on this, so I'd rather maybe save the Terra and also just have a move that we can always pivot with. But Eject Pack plus Terra Blast could be cool, but I don't know. Expert Belt also is like kind of an average item. I'm going with it over Life Orb just because like the only things I'm specifically thinking of are electric types, but it maybe be better to go with Life Orb as well. I've just used it a decent amount, so wanted to try something different. Then we have Terra Electric to boost our electric moves, since we're not the strongest, and you know, giving our Supercell Slam a little more damage maybe be nice. Then we got Combuskin. It's like Blaziken but not fully evolved. With the Eviolite, it's got decent bulk, or some better bulk than it does without it. And then we just got Sword Stance Protect. With speed boost, you get the speed raise. I'm going with a Jolly Nature instead of Adamant, just so then we'd outspeed like a Charizard or other things just after Protect. And I think we'd outspeed like Passimian after 2 Protects or 2 speed boosts, and then just our stabs. I like kind of want to have Thunder Punch. I don't know what you would change. I haven't used Combuskin in a while, but this thing seemed pretty scary and a pretty good partner. And looking back at Lapras's sets, there was a Sun and Moon analysis that had said Combuskin would be a decent partner, so I'm like, all right, sure, let's try Combuskin. And then last guy, the Spiritomb. Like I said, we do have like some speed in Zebstrika. It's not the fastest Pokemon, but and then we do have answers to the things that are faster, like Jolteon, but there are things like Scarfers that could still be annoying, so Spiritomb seemed pretty nice, and having a ghost type with all these hazards seemed nice as well. And then with Psyshock, it can hit those especially defensive guys on the physical side. So that's the team. Hopefully we can get Lapras to do some stuff. I'm pretty excited. Yeah, let's stop it in the games. All right, we got one up against a couple electric types that could be scary, and a rock type and a fighting type that could be scary for our Lapras. But ooh, unfortunately I do have a water type and an ice type too, so like our freeze dry, we could hit this, but you know, they could always go into this, and this guy's kind of tanky. But in terms of, they've got a bunch of pivots as well. I was gonna say in terms of pivoting and stuff. I could see leading Spidops, just clicking the spikes, and then like Regirock, we can go into Sand Slash. But besides for Regirock, I guess actually the Crab could also be annoying, but yeah, I think I want to just try and get up hazards. I actually don't have hazard control, so that's something. And then would there be a Scarfer? Maybe Grafii? Besides for it, Jolteon is just fast. So this guy, oh, this guy seems pretty good too. But yeah, hopefully let's just like try and get up spikes and then get Lapras in. I mean, should we lead with Lapras? Probably not. They have a lot of stuff. So let's lead Spite-Ups. All right, they lead Grafii. Terra Dark could be nice for prankster stuff. Something. But I'm just going to click spikes. All right, Double Edge. That's not the worst thing. If they are like prankster, what is it, copycat? I guess they could actually copycat our spikes right now, which would be kind of lame. Should I try and go for a U-turn? Let's try and go for a U-turn. Okay, they are copycat. So now we can get in Sand Slash and get rid of these. I think that's fine. Chip them down a little bit more, get rid of them spikes, and who comes in? The Sprites. All right, are they helmets? They are, okay. So they're probably like, I think Spadef is more common, but they could be Fizdef. Should we just get rid of their helmet right away? We could also get up rocks. Did we see an item on? No. I mean, yeah, getting up more hazards seems pretty good, so I'm going to do that. Then we can rapid spin afterwards or knock off afterwards if we want to. Knock off or rapid spin? Can Mesprit just kill us here? Mesprit's Spidef. Okay, Psychic Noise probably would kill us. Well, what does Rocky Helmet do? What is one? It's 1/8, right? 1/6. Shit. How much is that in math? 1 divided by 6. 16%. So we'd get knocked down to 43. So we'd be dead. Probably. It'd be kind of nice though to get rid of their... I'm gonna try and do it. It's a little... I think it'd be better to get rid of their helmet and get rid of rocks, obviously. So, all right, cool. Now we'll rapid spin. It looked like it was in our favor. So now, because this is Spidef, like we'd want to hit it with a physical move, you know what I'm saying? So it would be better to have gotten rid of the helmets. And now they're probably in range of Lapras too, so. We got hazards up, we got rid of their hazards. This Mesprit is nearly dead. Grafii, we'll see if it has boots. Jolteon comes in and it is boots. So do I just go Zeb Strike and go for the high horsepower? We could keep this, the Spite-Ups around to revenge kill it if they Terastalize. Yeah, I kind of like going in as Zeb Strike here. And just click high horsepower. All right, well, that'll die after they Calm Minds. Now what? Oh, they'll go Grafii. That's something they're gonna do, right? Copycat Grafii. Or that's something they could do. And they'll get Prankster on Copycat and hit us super effectively with high horsepower. Actually, Regirock comes in. Should I just Volt Switch in Lapras before they get Stealth Rocks up? Or are they just gonna boost? I think we Volt Switch. And then, I mean, if they go for Body Press or something. They would do quite a lot to our Lapras. So, I mean, we could go Spiritomb and then Trick Room Nasty Plot. But I wanted to get a Lapras. We'll still have Lapras. I think it's smarter to go Spiritomb. Yeah, didn't want to take a rock move to the face. All right, and now we can click Trick Room. Or should I click Nasty Plot first? I don't think we're dying to anything, so I'm gonna click Nasty Plot first. Ooh, are they gonna kill us? I mean, I could go... What, they just took... I think we also maybe fought a Crabominable and maybe this person. They might be like sub. So they could sub down. Like we go click Trick when they sub and then we have to spam it. But that being said, I think we definitely want to stay in. All right, hopefully that wouldn't have killed us. I'm sorry about the miss, sir. But +2 Spiritomb is looking pretty good right now. Let's see, Crab to Spiritomb. They were bulk up, right? All right, they scoop it up. I'm sorry about the miss. Were they leftovers? Oh, they weren't. Let's see. If they were choice banded, we would have gotten destroyed, probably. Yeah. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But then I would have gone Lapras and probably gone for the ice move, and we would have gotten to kill something. So really, we both lost on that because I wanted to go Lapras. So no, I'm sorry. All right, let's get another one. All right, we got one, and they've got some cool stuff. Minior is something I have wanted. I've been looking at it, and I've have almost zero experience using it, but I know it is really scary and can do some cool stuff. How does shields down work again? I honestly don't know. Is it when it gets below half or something? Minior. Shields down. If Minior switch in end of turn, changes to core at half or less. And then it gets these stats. Okay, all right. And then they've got a Gloom and a Coolfish who are tanky and annoying. Executor, Fillet Away, or Faluza, or Ikorio. I don't know what. I mean, they seem like to have some offensive stuff, and then they got some fat, chunky guys. Well, I kind of like leading this. Or maybe Zebstrike would be better, because we can pivot on everything. But I like Spinops versus the Executor, so... And I'm kind of scared of that. All right, sweet. This is good. We can just go for the first impression. All right, Terra Fairy. All right, Fillet Away. Well, now this is looking a little scary. If they go for the water move, okay, I'm thinking we can go into Sand Slash. If they go for the Psychic move, maybe we can take 2. I don't know. What the hell? They have Recover? Uh-oh. Well, I guess I should have maybe went for U-turn, but... Wow, this is a problem. They resist our bug move. I was thinking we just want to get them in range of Lapras, then maybe Lapras could come in. Do I Terra Ghost and Earthquake just so we can take multiple hits here? I think we have to. Whoa, they're special. And then do they have the they must have the water move then, right? Stored power water move. All right, so Lapras would have been the best play because they're special, right? So now we'll just click, I think we have to click Hydro Pump, otherwise we might not kill. Veluza? Fillet Sweeper? Sure, let's just say they have no bulk. Hydro Pump will kill. So let's click Hydro Pump and hopefully do that. All right, they'll be in range of first impression, I think. Yeah. Damn. I've seen this thing learn to recover. That's pretty cool. They might save it, to be honest, but I don't know. It'd be harder to set it up now without the surprise factor and their citrus being gone. But I just lost Sand Slash, which I was thinking would be pretty good versus this Quillfish. So now they have Minior, or they have Minior as well. Here it comes. What is their set? What do they do? Shell Smash. And they have pretty good bulk. before changing forms, if they shell smash, I don't think for sure they'll be faster than our Minior. No. Show me the other one. I don't think they'll for sure be faster than our Zebstrika. Yeah, so I think we click U-turn here. Go Zebstrika. We shouldn't knock them out of shields down, or, you know, into their other form. So now we can go into the Zebra, and I think we just click Supercell Slam and hopefully kill them. Zebstrika. Yeah. Son of a bitch, they are faster than us. So they're jolly, man. Oh wait, they would have outsped us even if they were not. Holy crap. My bad. Well, I can go for a U-turn. No. They just got like a bunch of sweepers, I guess. What is the best bet here? Just click Trick Room and hope for the best. I guess Combuskin will be faster after a Trick Room. But yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to win this. Now we just want to get them into range of their other thing. So now hopefully we can kill them with Combuskin. And I think we click Protect. Now we want to stall out the Trick Room. And now we click... We'll Flare Blitz kill. Then we won't drop our defenses, I guess. Combuskin. Put him back to Minior form. Says Flare Blitz will kill. So we'll click Flare Blitz. Then we'll click Protect. Okay. Does this guy have Sword Stance and water moves too? I think I'm just gonna click Sword Stance. All right, thank God that worked out kind of. But I don't know if we're going to kill. Combuskin to Quillfish? I don't think we're going to. Sword Stance, +1. Yeah, they're +2. We're not dead to Aqua Jet, but yeah, we need to crit here. All right, come on, Combuskin. Yeah. I guess we can first impression kill them and then stare down our Oricorio. Damn, I'm not prepared. They have some really sick stuff. Maybe Sprites can kill them, but yeah, there's no way we're beating Oricorio and Gloom. Damn. All right, we got one. Yeah, I think that last one didn't recognize the offensive stuff. And in hindsight, Zebstrika probably would have been a better lead. Just been able to do more. But the Exeggutor and Gloom, I mean, they had 2 grass types, so I don't know. Just got wrecked. All right. They have a Furret, which is cool. And then they've got Trev, Quillfish, some bulky things. They have a water type that's our Lapras, seems pretty decent versus. They have an ice type who has the highest special, like insane sped F, but I mean, we could probably chunk them. I like leading Spidops. I don't know if this guy goes Scarfed or Banded. Like, we could lead our own Zebstrika. You know, let's do that this time. I haven't led Zebstrika, so. All right. I don't think they're Scarfed, hopefully. And we'll Volt Switch into Sand Slash. Cool. We can get rid of hazards this way, or probably just knock off. They taunt. Our Zebstrika wasn't going to be doing nothing, but I guess that works. And I'm just going to knock off. All right. Probably going to be spin blocking, but that's all right. Now I think we're just going to... I can go for Earthquake or double knockoff. I don't want to go for Rapid Spin because of Trev. Or we just go hard into Quillfish, Spidops and start getting up our own hazards. Because their only hazard control is Defog or Tidy Up, right? I think let's go for Earthquake. Okay, cool. And then we'll get this thing in later in Rapid Spin. We have boots on this, so that's good. Are they just going to flip turn? Well, let's just go Lapras. I think we're fine. I don't think they'll go for the rock move. I think we're fine getting badly poisoned. Yeah, and we block the flip turn this way, which is pretty cool. And now we'll just click Hydro Pump. Because I think Regice is going to come in. Gosh darn it, they go into Trevenant. Well, we still do a lot. We crit them. Now let's go Spite Out. So we have Boots on. Leech Seed. Sub Protect. I'm just gonna U-turn. Hopefully they're not like Protect or anything. Okay. Citrus Berry, okay. Let's go back into Lapras. And I guess we'll click Freeze Dry this time. Actually, no, we'll click Ice Beam. We don't need to click Freeze Dry because... yeah, just click Ice Beam. All right, we're faster and we just get rid of that. So they can't spin block. Wait, they have 2 ghost types. I'm missing everything. They still can spin block. I think let's go Spidops just because it doesn't seem amazing. Flash Cannon. All right, Spidaf dropped. So we probably did the ice move. I'm just going to First Impression to get some damage on them. That's pretty good. All right. And now we will go... could go Combuskin and go for the fire or fighting move. Zebstrika and go for the fire move. It's probably... the only way we'll for sure probably kill it is going Combuskin. And we still have Lapras, so I think that's okay. We'll get poisoned, but I think it's all right. And I don't think we need any boost. I think we can just click Flare Blitz. I mean, we've seen... I think that this thing also learns Thunderbolt. So I'm just going to click Flare Blitz. All right. Terrifier. And they do have Thunderbolt. And that was resisted, so that means close combat probably kills. I mean, let's just go for it. All right. Whoa, they're Flame Orb. That's pretty cool. This being a water type now, everything is dealt with by Lapras pretty much, kind of. Just gonna go for Flare Blitz now. Get him pretty low, die to Hex. They're not the fastest, so we can go Zebstrika. And just Volt Switch or Supercell Slam. Maybe we Supercell Slam actually. Be nice to not miss. Cool. Now if they go Basculin, they're Scarfed. And both of these things were faster than. Ooh, we could maybe clean up with this with a Terra Electric, like for sure kill them. But they also could be Scarfed. Or not Scarfed. What's the word? Sashed. Zebstrika to Furret. Yeah, with Terra Electric. Oh, we still don't kill? Man, Furret's kind of tanky. I could just Volt Switch into Sand Slash. Let's do that. Tidy Up? Oh, wow. All right. Hazards are gone. Now I don't have to do that, and now we'll just click We didn't see an item on this yet, have we? So they're probably heavy duty boots, so stealth rocks wouldn't make a difference versus that. I think it's just earthquake. Oh, nice. Tidy up last resort, that's cool. Basculin comes in. I think they're choiced, but they might not be. I'm just gonna sacrifice this. Crunch. And we don't even die. All right. Well, if we can't go Lapras, let's just do that. And sure, we're just gonna Hydro Pump. Sweet, and then Lapras will clean up. Lapras was pretty decent. I wasn't sure about the T, like I was kind of in the back of my head trying to get rid of T-Spikes all game, but it kind of didn't seem to matter because we were able to kill everything pretty quickly, so. And Lapras got like 3 or 4 kills. All right, we get another shot. All right, let's just not get swept by anything, hopefully. I mean, leading Lapras, actually, yeah, leading Lapras now, in hindsight, seems way better. Because Terra Fairy would give us something versus this. And then we can just click Freeze Dry versus like everything. So I think I'm just gonna lead Lapras and go from there. They lead Minior. Let's see, do we kill this thing? We did see it was Lapras, Minior. It is White Herb. And we want to look at it with the other form. Meteor form. Says Freeze Dry still kills, but their Stone Edge does do a lot of damage to us. I mean, I think we just go for it though, and I don't think we want to Terra, so let's just click Freeze Dry. Oh, and we're faster. Oh, it must have been a speed tie. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I don't know why. I didn't even see Lapras would be pretty good with Terra Fairy. All right, Oricorio. How much is Oricorio going to take after Quiver Dance? Oricorio offensive. I'm guessing they're offensive because they seem to have a pretty offensive team here, but kind of a 2-hit KO. I think we just click Freeze Dry again. 35. Okay, so they must be bulky. Because it's saying the offensive one takes 43 min. So they are this one, right? Yeah. All right. What is our best way to deal with this? Come back in with Lapras and click Hydro Pump? I don't know if they're Terra Fairy. We're not going to do a whole lot. Do I go for another Freeze Dry? Also Revelation Dance. If they are Revelation Dance, this one says Air Slash will become Fairy, and then that'd be super effective on Spiritomb. Maybe I switch into Zebra. Force them to attack me and then go back into Lapras and go for something. This outspeeds everything now. I guess Combuskin becoming a fire type could also work. I think let's go Zip Strike. It'd be fine to sacrifice it. So I think it would be at least. Supercell Slam. Let's see what happens. Please don't be Terra Ground and Roost. That'd be worst case scenario. We don't want them to heal. Okay, they Roost. Cool. Pretty good damage. Please don't be Terra Ground. Oh wow, okay, they are maybe Mono Air Slash. Okay, cool. All right. The egg comes out. This guy could be really annoying also. Could be like... They haven't Terra'd, right? No. It could be like Citrus, Calm Mind, and that. And Trick Room even. I don't think it has good special defense, but Overheat's neutral because they're part dragon. I could save this and go Sand Slash. Then we have this for backup for Veluza. Volt switching into Spidops might be alright. But I don't think Spidops can take 2 hits. But then we just go Lapras, so I think we Volt switch into Spidops. They knock off. Okay, so they're physical. Maybe. I don't know. Now I can First Impression. Or click U-turn. I think we First Impression. Okay, they are Endure. Custap and all of that. Okay. So that is a little scary. I think Lapras will be able to take a hit and be okay-ish. I don't think Spidops can survive this. I think we just click U-turn. Alright, so yeah, now they're going to do the harvest thing. Oh, but they went for Draco, so that means, yeah, whatever they go for next will be pretty weak, right? We'll do Harvest Endure again. So we could go Lapras and not Terra. And just go Lapras and click Freeze Dry. I think let's do that. Then we can save the Terra. And Freeze Dry is the play. Let's see. By chance, how much does Executor do? Offensive Trick Room, Giga Drain to our Lapras. But they're -2. 34 to 40%. Okay. Playing this one better, that's for sure. Dude, that Veluza, I've wanted to use Recover on this thing. That is really cool. And it worked. And then this guy was incredible. It was 60 base speed before changing forms. So it was faster than... it was fast enough without changing forms. And it still has... I mean, like, 240 attack after a Shell Smash, and then you have the 100 defenses, like... Alright. Oh, and they just harvested. They didn't even need to do the thing. Alright, now here... And then we just Freeze Dry, right? Damn, that Veluza is going to be scary if they save their Terra for it and stuff, but... Because this guy's going to Swords Dance, but I think we just Freeze Dry. Cool. Cool. Alright. And actually, Zebstrika could finish this thing off. Yeah, Freeze Dry, I think. Wait. Gloom. No, I think we're all right. We have Spiritomb for Gloom. I'm guessing it's Terra Water. Now we go Zebstrika. Go for the high horsepower. That should kill. In comes Gloom. All right. I don't think our Overheat's going to be killing Gloom. But let's see. Overheat, nope. And they can go for Sludge Bomb, which would maybe kill us, so. And they could also be stun. Well, no, they probably want to go for stuns. Let's Volt Switch. I want to save this for those. And then do we go Gumbuskin and try and Flare Blitz, or do we just go Spiritomb? I think let's try Spiritomb right away. Hopefully it's all right. All right, Sludge Bomb. We don't get poisoned. That's really good. And we should be slower than them. And after a nasty plot, we probably kill Quillfish. Sword Stance. Yeah, we'll kill that after a nasty plot. So let's nasty plot. Then we will Trick Room. I don't know if we'll kill this, actually. Now that I'm thinking about that. At +2. We'll 2-hit KO it. Alright. Now we can go for a Dark Pulse, and that should kill this, right? We just calced something. Ooh, and it was saying we'd do a good amount. With Terra Dark, we'd kill. Do I send the Terra Dark? And then versus Veluza. Yeah, let's just do it. Okay. The Aqua Jet. I don't know how much we're going to do to Gloom, but I think we'll 2-hit KO. And then Veluza, we're going to go for the Psyshock because they have Terra Fairy. Let's see, Veluza. Just make it a water type. Actually, Terra Fairy. Psyshock will 2-hit KO. But then they're going to fillet away. But they can't. They'll have to attack because Trick Room's got 3 more turns. Okay, this is fine. And I think we always go for Psyshock, even though they might not go for the thing, because if they don't, then we can go Sand Slash. Oh, shoot. Okay, we're actually still in a tricky spot, because... Actually, no, we should always go for Dark Pulse. No, yeah, we always go for Dark Pulse, because it's way stronger. So this will still 2-hit KO, or it'll be close. Oh, wow. Well... We flinched them. I think we're okay. I'm not sure what would have happened because Trick Room is active. Oh wait, that time I should have went for that time I should have maybe went for, well, we're doing 64. Oh wait, Dark Bolts is just stronger, my bad. And then, holy cow, we flinched him again. Well, that's really unlucky. I'm sorry. I'm just going for the strongest move. I didn't have it calc'd correctly, and now I see it is better to go for Dark Pulse. And I think Combusken should be able to beat this. I'm sorry about all those flinches. Alright, we die. But then we can go into Zebstrika, click Volt Switch. And then go Combusken and Flare Blitz. I don't know how much we're gonna do, but we'll do enough, probably. Let's see, do they have Stun Spore? Okay, Strength Sap. I guess we could go into Sand Slash on the Poison move here and knock off. Let's try that. Or actually a Rapid Spin would be okay. Rapid Spin would get rid of the thing. Also, I don't think we'll die. So Rapid Spin will get rid of this. And then if it'll cover for them switching into this guy. I don't think Giga Drain will kill us. I don't know, maybe I should just knock off. Alright. We shouldn't die to Giga Drain, right? Cool. We can just get rid of their item. And now Flare Blitz will do... How much did Flare Blitz do? 62. So now Flare Blitz will win. And then we can knock out the Veluza. Whew. Nope, it doesn't kill. But I don't think we'll take enough in recoil, so... And we still have the Zebstrika still. Damn. Alright, we got one. And we're up against Floatzel. let's see if we have used Water Absorb versus the Basculin, but I don't think we've used it as much as I thought we would. And Terra Fairy could be nice versus the Verzion. I don't know if we'd kill it because they have got good SPDF, but yeah, Freeze Dry, they basically have no switch-ins for because Orthworm's not. How much does Orthworm take from a Freeze Dry? Just out of curiosity. Orthworm. Coil. Excuse me, they kind of do take that decently. Well, do we lead Spidops? Because it matches up better in like Mesprit or something, and then we could always hard switch into Lapras. I like leading Spidops. Let's do that. They also don't have hazard control, so yeah, I'm just gonna hard switch on Lapras. Well, let's see what happens. I don't know if they have a Terra type for us, but I don't know. Maybe some Floatzels are running like Terra Electric or Terra Fighting to hit Water Absorb guys like Cacturne, Lapras, Lantern. But we can block that, and now we can just go for Freeze Dry. I think that's the safest thing because of Lantern and everything else. Cool. This is working out perfectly. And we should be faster. They could be Terra Steel, but wow, we just 2 a KO just like that. That's crazy. Okay. Now in comes the Worm. Spirit Tomb is probably our best way to deal with it. So I think let's probably just go right into Spirit Tomb. I don't expect to like set up or anything, but just to counter in case they start setting up. And I think we just go right for Dark Pulse. Although, wait. They have Verzion too that'll get a justified boost. We have things to deal with that. I think let's click Dark Pulse. Okay. We do a shit ton of damage. And now Lapras is going to take rocks damage, but I don't think it matters. If they Ice Spinner, we 4 times resist that. Yeah. All right. Lapras just wins. Well, I think that's a good one to call it on. Overall, team was decent. I don't think I used Spidops as much as I wanted to. I want to try this idea out more though, like a pivoting, spiking Spidops without sticky web. And Lapras was solid. Like the last game there, it's kind of a good example of how Floatzel is just completely shut down. And I probably maybe didn't need a hard switch into the Stealth Rocks there at the ends, but it was fine. Sand Slash was nice support. Zebstrika was pretty nice. And then Combuskin and it was pretty nice in Spirit Tomb. I think it just swept in one of the games that I think they missed. It was with the Crabominable, but pretty fun team. Lots of fun guys to use. Zebstrika, every time I use it, it always impresses me. Like that Oricorio did only have the flying move, which obviously helped, but it was a nice pivot in almost all the games. And having high horsepower is pretty good coverage. And then Supercell Slam, like 100 base power, we shouldn't miss it. So it's not bad. But yeah, if you're interested in trying out the team, I'll put a Pokepaste in the description. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.